Andrew with Teal Electronics and Automotive here in Midland, Texas. Today we got a cool one. I like to show you guys when we get cool ones. Today we've got a, there we go, Maserati Ghibli. Maserati Ghibli. And this Maserati Ghibli has a coolant leak. So we're gonna check her out and try to run you through the processes with us. But he's been having to add coolant lately, so we're gonna take this cap off and pressure test and find out where it's leaking. I've dealt with a few of these in my time as a automotive technician. There's a hose on the back side of that engine that likes to rip and leak. It's not the funnest to get at, but that's that. So I guess before I get ahead of myself, we will pressure test it and see where she's leaking from. So we got this guy pressured up, and he did tell me he had his normal mechanic replace the thermostat, which, you know, that's a brand new thermostat housing right there. So I believe it, but why? You know, was it leaking, or did they just think that that was going to fix the problem? Either way, we got it pressured up, and I found deep down in the recesses of this guy. Hold on, let me try to get some light down there. Deep down in the recesses of this guy, that hose, that lower radiator hose, is leaking. And we're gonna see if I can show you with this mirror here, or if you would even be able to see it. Try to set this guy here. Move my light a little bit. Well, this one might prove pretty challenging to get you guys to see. I guess I'm sorry about that. On the bottom of the lower radiator hose, you can see just a trickle coming off the bottom. And it is a very, very small, very, very slow leak. It also looks like the water pump has been seeping from it. I am also going to block test this just to make sure there's no hydrocarbons in the cooling system. That way we can be absolutely certain that this water pump is going to fix his problem. Once we do the water pump, we will fill it up with a vacuum filler. I use an airlift. Once we pull a vacuum on the cooling system, we'll probably leave it in 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure that we don't lose any vacuum. If we lose vacuum, we know we still have a leak, at which case we will put pressure back into the system and see if we can find where that leak is coming from. Because I do not want to put coolant in this guy if I still have a leak. Coolant is expensive. I don't want it running out all over the place. I don't want to have to charge my customer for it, and I don't want to have to eat it. It's not good to eat. It'll kill you, financially and just physically. So, gonna block test this guy. Well, aside from the coolant leak we found on the water pump over there, we've got a head gasket issue. I'm going to do this from the beginning with you. I'm going to pour some fluid, some combustion leak indicator fluid. This shows you whether there's hydrocarbons present in the cooling system by turning from this nice clear blue color into a dirty greenish or a yellow color. And then we put this guy on here, and then we have a little bulb. In my opinion, visually, it's already changing. Bam. One suck. Two suck. freeze sucks. That really, really sucks. But yeah, I was going to run it and let you see the bubbles come up by itself without the bolt, but I guess we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm gonna start over for y'all. Take this guy off. Rinse out the water real quick. I meant rinse it out with water, so there's no hydrocarbons left over in that fluid there. Then fill it up in front of you guys. And you're probably gonna see a change right before your eyes. Let me shut this door so you can get a better. Okay, here we go. Blue fluid. I'm gonna start it up. Now just watch, we're gonna start getting some bubbles from inside on its own. And it's gonna start turning yellow before you know it. I'll look back over the video, but in person, that has gone from a nice clear blue to a very yellow color. And you can see all the bubbles coming up through that filter. There is definitely combustion gases getting into the cooling system. And there's only one way that those combustion gases can get into the cooling system, and that is going to be through the head gasket, or a cracked cylinder wall, or bad head itself. But regardless, what it means is engine mechanical work, and that's not necessarily what my buddy was hoping for, but it is what it in fact is. Yeah, extremely yellow. So there are hydrocarbons present in the cooling system. He's going to need a head gasket. So I guess I will give him a call, and we'll see if he wants us to proceed with an estimate on the repair, or if he's got another option or another route in mind for himself. But that was a fairly easy one. Every time I use one of these block testers, it reminds me of a video I saw from Scanner Danner. Good old Paul Danner, man. He did a video once on a blown head gasket with a 5-gas analyzer. And man, that video really makes me want a 5-gas analyzer, because I've had vehicles either be tricky to diagnose, or, you know, there should be no hydrocarbons in the cooling system. And a 5-gas analyzer tells you that for sure. You should definitely go find that video and watch it. If I can find it, I will post a link to it in the description. And it's a good watch. It's a good watch. This 2016 Maserati, Ghibli with a 3.0 needs head gaskets. So that's that. Fairly simple diagnostic. We put a pressure tester on it, got it pressured up, found a small leak over here, but we like to be thorough and due diligence and all that. So we put a block tester on it, and we've got a leaking head gasket. So I guess we move on to the next one, right? That's all for today, guys. As always, take it easy.